Hello guys, welcome to another exciting tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at what has been bothering a lot of people. Have you ever built maybe a mega menu, or you had a section in your website that you want the content to scroll, but you were really unhappy about the ugly scroll bars? I'm talking about this type of scroll bar, something like this, so it just doesn't look nice. Okay, so anytime you build a mega menu, or you have a section, any section on your website, maybe you want the content to scroll, okay, you end up with this kind of scroll bar, okay, and you don't like it. Now I want to show you how you can change that from this to this. How cool is this? Okay, so you can have something like this instead of something like this, and you can customize this to be any color you want and any width that you want. All right, let's go ahead and jump into Oxygen and see how we can achieve that with a few lines of CSS. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is first of all, you want to go to your your container. You want to be able to identify the ID or the class of that container. If you built this yourself, okay, maybe you use a mega menu, it's easy to just go into the structure, okay, panel, and then just select that component that you built, and then check out the div, the ID. Okay, for instance, I think if I select this, so it shows me that this is that container. Okay, so right, so I can select that div. All right, so I know the ID is div block 61.2, but to be sure, I'm going to go to the inspect. Okay, I'm going to go here to inspect this all right, that container. All right, so I'm going to go to that menu item. All right, so I have that menu item. I want to go to hover and then activate the hover, so it's going to simulate a hover effect while I take this button and click here, and I have that div selected, div block 61.2, which is the same as the one here. So if you're not quite sure which one you're looking at, you can use this method, okay, especially if you are not the one that designed. For instance, I'm using this from Oxymate design set. It's a design set I like very much. Maybe I'll talk about it some other time. Okay, so this mega menu is already done, so I just want to be sure I'm selecting the right thing, and that is just a confirmation. All right, let's go in. I'm going to create go to style, manage style sheets, okay, and then I want to create a new style sheet. I'm just going to call that just a global style sheet. And then now what I'm going to do to change these scroll bars is I'm just going to copy a CSS and paste it, and then I'm going to just discuss what is going on here. I already have my CSS, and I've already included my div block, okay, which is div block 61.2. So this is the CSS that we can, so let me just save that, okay, and then we're going to go to the front end and see what happens. So I'm going to refresh that, and then boom, you see that changes to this. Now what is going on here is that it uses the WebKit scrollbar CSS property to style that scrollbar, and this is called pseudo class, okay, and then this is the track. Okay, the track has to do with the track, that this point, not the scroll bar but the track itself, okay, and then you have the scroll bar, which is the scroll bar itself, which is this scroll bar, okay, and then you have the thumb, okay, and the thumb has to do with the scroll. Now sometimes you may let me change the color of the thumb, okay, and if we look at it from here, you can see that that has to do with that scroll bar. So now, so what's different between the thumb and the the WebKit scroll bar and the thumb? This is kind of like a parent to this, okay. So this controls the width of the scroll bar. The thumb is just the handle that you hold, okay. So if I change this from, now let me quickly change this to Dracula, yeah, all right. If I change this width to, let's say, 20, and then let me collapse this, all right, and then you go here, so you can see that the width is very it's large. That is the scroll bar width. If I change it to say 10 or 8, you can see that the the width is smaller. And then this color, I'm just gonna return it to what it was, which is that is 555. Okay, so you could change this color to anything you want. Now this other part has to do with Internet Explorer and Firefox. Now this does not work. Okay, this is not going to be applied if you're using Firefox. This is not going to be applied. So I'm just going to save this, and then I'm going to open this page in Firefox. Okay, and then before I do that, let me take off this. Okay, so I'm taking off that last point. I want to show you something now. So this works in Chrome. Okay, but if you refresh this on Firefox, you see you still have that scroll bar there, and the workaround for for that is to use this to hide the scroll bar, okay, from that particular div block. So I'm saving that, and then I'll go to Firefox and refresh, okay, and you're gonna see that the scroll bar is gone, but it still scrolls. You still have your normal scroll bar, okay, but the scroll bar for that particular container is gone. Now if you feel that for accessibility you don't want to do that, I mean, you have to live with that big ugly scroll bar, but for me I'll prefer to take it out in Firefox. Yeah, but it works well in Chrome and Safari. So this works well in Chrome and Safari, but for Internet Explorer 10 plus and Firefox, this will not work. So the workaround is to use this CSS to hide that scroll bar on that container. And one tip here, if you have more than one container, okay, that has an overflow of content that you want to scroll, you could just create a class for all those containers and use the classes here instead of having to repeat this for each container. So you could just create a class, maybe custom scroll bar, okay, class, all right, and use that to replace this ID. All right, let me just go ahead and change this color to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to change that color to my primary color and then save it and see how it looks like. Boom. All right, so you see that my primary color has been applied to the scroll bar, and that makes it really nice looking. All right, I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope it's going to help you sort out some of the issues you had with some of your projects. And one more thing, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the like button and share these videos with your friends. Have a great day and see you some other time.